Welcome back. Today we're going to play with wheels a little bit. What we're making is a means of transporting some large machinery on an uneven gravel ground.
We're just cutting the stock, and once that's through we're going to put it in a lathe.
So, put a bit more lube on. And then it is. So that's going to be boring. I'll come back when I do the other side. I just have another one to go. And I think I need another millimeter to go. Just using hot chips, so about the right speed for that tool. It's cheap Chinese carbide, braid carbide tools, and they are pretty good actually. They take a lot of material off, and they can take some heavy forces. I'm almost at the power limit of the machine at the moment, even if it's just mild still. That's probably down to the symmetry of the tool. It's a bit, the tool is a bit worn, so we'll see. It cuts a lot on the back stroke. Yeah, we need another millimeter or so. Alright, let me finish that off and we'll turn it around and we'll see the finished product.
So here we're making our spaces here. Just put a piece of welding rod in the middle and just put a bead on top. Same at the bottom. Take the rod out. Job done. We do that with all four. We'll come back when we're done. I'm not going to give you any arc shots here. I'm not good enough for that. So we got our spaces welded for the shafts. We just put a 2mm rod in the middle to get the outer dimension, and then we just mill it to size. I didn't have the right material, so I had to do a bit of botching here, but it's okay. Yeah, same rod. Not the prettiest welds, but I'm happy with that. Got pretty deep penetration because of the huge gap. And so that's going to be milled to size, and then it will be bored with 20mm, and that goes into a square tube. We'll show that later. Alright. So we're making our blocks here. I'm just cutting the corners, and I got a V-block down there. Hard to see, because of the light. And that's it. Could do a little bit more. Just got a V-block underneath, and that's it. Easy one. Because we need to fit it into these tubes, and the corners are round. That's the reason why we kill the edges. Okay, let's turn it around and do the other four. I've done the edges already. Again, these are welded from two pieces because I didn't have big stock which is that thick. That's the shafts. Collected some rust here. Yeah, we're getting there. So doing the next one. a little bit. I think that mill doesn't really easy one. Okay. Nice finish actually. Alright, let's turn it on and do the rest of it. Boring. So that's how it fits. Enough clearance on the corners. Another 3 to go. Alright. So we're done with the blocks. It's just drilling the holes, slow and steady. Pretty slow feed. And we'll wait until the bullet comes out here. Sorry for the light. Don't know what the feed is, I don't know. We're making chips, so it's alright. I don't want to go faster because there might be some inclusions from welding. We just clamped it in here. And yeah, that's the first one. No, that's the second one, sorry. 2 more to go, and then we'll put it to size. Well, that's our last one. Just take it slow and steady. Because there's a little bit of a gap in the middle, and there might be some welding inclusions as well and hard spots, but it's looking good. So let's finish that off, and then we swap it and swap to a bigger drill bit to the final 22mm. That's what we need. Drill the counter hole, and then we're done. Going really slow. Yeah, with a big drill I can't do with auto feed because the feed rate is too high. The drill is actually sticking because it's an interrupted cut. So just do it by hand. Quite a few chips coming out here. And if I feed too much, the drill actually rotates in the taper, because one big problem of this machine is it doesn't have a slot for the tang, so you always need to use an extension and MT2 drill, because MT3 drills won't go in because there is no slot for the tang. So I cut off a few, but it only needs shortening by about 5mm, but yeah, then when you go to the drill press you get another problem. So yeah, just coming through here. There you go. Number 2 done. And that's how it fits here. That goes in, there's probably a counter hole, and that's about it. They collected some rust here. It's extremely moist at the moment. So we're at the last one, and there you go. Job done, number 4. So all done. Okay, counter hole, hole in the shaft, hole in the base here, basically just in these rods here. Job done. Made quite a few chips here. That's all from drilling. The reason why they're not stringy is because it's an interrupted cut. You can see it here. There is the weld here, and the weld hasn't penetrated fully in. It's only about that much. So here you can see this one is better. You see the weld is not fully penetrated, so every time it comes across here it has an interrupted cut. That's the reason why it breaks the chips, which is not a bad thing. Let's get rid of the chips and drill the counter hole. So this goes in here about so, and then we just drill a counter hole for a bolt, and that goes into the box section. The reason why I do it this way is if I need to extend it for some reason, I just use a longer piece of box section and only need to drill a hole. There is a built-in extension as well. I don't know if I do that right now, but you can actually retract it and keep it short, so it doesn't need a lot of storage space. And then we just drill a hole for a cotter pin here, and the wheel goes on. We use one of these wheels here. I think they're 150 kilo each, so it goes in like so. A washer, just one washer to keep the clearance here, doesn't rub, and then this goes on top, and there will be a hole, and the whole thing goes into the box section. That's the reason why I made it rather complicated, so if I ever in anger I can just use a meter of box section, drill 2 holes and job done. Alright, let's drill those holes. So we've done all the box sections. We're gonna just do the shaft. We spot it and we use that one as a reference mark, because all we're interested is the distance of this hole from the shoulder. The rest is, they're not exactly the same length, so it doesn't really matter. It's only that distance. So we use the groove of the device and just use that one as a stop. So we don't need to measure anything, we just put it in and job done. First one done, another 3 to go. So it's just spotting it with a center drill, just carefully. You just want a spot mark for the little drill. That's good enough. I think this center drill is not really sharp. Let me change the drill and then we'll come back. So we swap the drill and you just gently drill that hole in. I feed by hand with these little drills. You don't really want a power feed, because the power feed has no feeling. If something goes weird, you don't want that. Pain feeding with left hand. Sorry, I'm holding the camera with the right hand and try to turn the wheel with the left hand. So swap the drill, which we do now. So we swap the drill and slow down the speed a little bit, and then just go in gently. Oh. Apparently we overloaded the machine. That was the phase converter dropping out because we pulled too much power. I think that the drill caught that end here. That's always the problem if you drill around stock. The end may catch your drill. It's 9mm or 8.7 or something like that, so enough clearance for an 8mm bolt. Let me do the other two, and then we'll assemble it and show how it looks like. So, and that's how it looks like. I think it's 150 kilograms per wheel, and the reason for that simple construction, or for the, no, it's a simple design, but it's a bit, yeah, it's a lot of parts. The reason is I can change this box section, this center box section at any time to a different length. I also make short ones here with a thinner box section which goes into it, so this slides into it, and that can be extended like so. It's not finished, there's a little bit of work to do. So that slides into it, and there will be different holes that can extend it. The idea is actually having the possibility to move a normal Euro pallet, which is either 80 by 100 centimeters, or some pallets are a meter by a meter. And so that's the idea. Because I have no box section which fits into that, I just weld some flat stock on it, because I have meters, lots of meters of flat stock, so I just weld that on it. It strengthens it a little bit, so the whole thing will then slide. The whole thing will then slide into the big one, and it's all nuts and bolts, so it can be taken apart. Nothing welded for that reason. So if you're really in trouble and you need something wider or shorter, just cut it and drill the hole. That's all it is. That's the design. I make 2 of those, so they fit under a pallet, and you can pull it with a lawnmower or so. Because I have no tarmac outside, it's all gravel. We need to drill the holes for the. I need to check how much spaces I need to make sure it's not rubbing, and we need a hole for a cotter pin, so we can take the wheels out. And yeah, that's it. And if a shaft breaks, we can take the shaft out. That's another reason why I didn't weld it. If something gets damaged, it can easily be replaced. Anyway, assembly and test actually with the generator will come tomorrow. That's why we're gonna do it. We moved the generator in the workshop so we can have it warm and a bit more light to work on, to finish off the generator. So we finished it, put some cotter pins in and nuts and bolts. All we need to do is putting some air in. They're actually rated at 300 pounds at 135 kilos at 30 psi. So we'll pump it up and test it. That comes with a generator then. Anyway, another job done. Just waiting for quite a long time because everything else was coming into the way. So, and that's how it looks like. We pulled it from here to here with a lawnmower. We need to turn it around and move it into the shop. As well, just some straps hold the axles in place, and that's it. I think that's enough for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Until next time. It doesn't look good really. That sheet metal is just not strong enough here. We make a plate with a bore, which maybe 15 millimeters, and we clamp that onto these wheels. Gives them a bit more strength. They don't like any side load. Anyway, that's for part 2, when we do the extensions as well. We put another wheel on, it was okay. It's just a poor design, cheap. Maybe not poor, it's cheap. Too thin. Anyway, just another job.